beautiful chicken tikka and shashlik hot sizzler tray. Welcome back to Al's kitchen. Bloody hell, look at this. I've planned this all week, a barbecue, just me and you, in the summer sunshine. It's been hot and sunny all week, and the day I pick is drizzling. What can I do? It was planned for today. Today's the only day I've got. So let's stop moaning about it. Drizzle won't kill anyone. Let's crack open a beer, and I'm going to start telling you about what we're going to be making today. We're going to be making sheikh kebab and some chicken tikka in the tandoor, but you can make it in your air fryer, your grill or the oven, your choice. And then I'm going to be serving it on a nice sizzler platter, just like you get in lovely Indian restaurants. Cheers. Now, sheikh kebab is one of my favourite starters, especially when it comes part of a mixed platter. This is why we're going to be using 500 grams of lamb. Now, with the lamb, the minced lamb that you use, don't go for the lean or the extra lean or the 50% fat. You want all the fat, because the fat carries the flavour. You'll get a better sheikh kebab for it, and it won't stick to your skewers when you're cooking it. And look at this lovely array of spices we have to go in this sheikh recipe. We've got 2 teaspoons of tomato puree, some mixed powder or mild madras curry powder, some cumin powder, garam masala, coriander powder, and a small amount of chili powder. We're going to put in some fresh coriander and some Kasuri methi. I need to go and grab some salt. Let's pinch it from here for now. And a teaspoon of salt. This is an optional extra, putting in a couple of tablespoons of Kashmiri masala paste if you can get this. A lot of restaurants do use this in their sheikh kebab, and if you don't use it, you'll be thinking, there's a missing ingredient and I can't put my finger on it. It's probably this. If you want spicy sheikh kebab, go grab yourself a jar of my all new Al's Naga pickle. This is fresh out. The initial batch has been totally sold out. I want to thank you guys at home for supporting me and the channel. And I just want to address something. I'm selling this for $10 a jar. Now obviously that's not cost price, but when I did my research and I bought boxes and I bought bubble wrap and labels and all the other things and the postage at the post office, it bumped up to $10. Very little in it for me. Been working around the clock getting these all boxed up from home, so you get them really quick. And it took 3 days straight of working, printing labels, boxing, post office visits. Even at minimum wage, there's just nothing in it. But I'm not going to be taking the abuse online that I've received for charging a tenner like I'm trying to milk you at home. You know I wouldn't do that. It's just not me. But anyway, if you want a jar of this lovely stuff made by Mr. Vicky himself, hi Adam, go grab yourself a jar. Right, so let's start mixing all these ingredients together and start with our sheikh kebab. So here I've got the lamb, and it's really simple process. We're just going to be adding all the spices, Kasuri methi, tomato puree, fresh coriander in there, and the salt. Now this is where you've got to get your hands messy. I'm not one for gloves. Be a proper cook, get messy, get in there. So let's just start mixing all this into the lamb. I'm going to go in with some of this Kashmiri masala paste because I do want that slight takeaway flavour. So I've just put in nearly a tablespoon of that. Mix that in there too. Now with the lamb, because I've not got the reduced fat, it will bind and not fall apart. If you do use a low fat lamb or reduced fat lamb, you might want to add an egg just so that it will bind better. Obviously for the purposes of the video, I'm not leaving this for any length of time to sit and marinate, but I would say if you can do this 4 hours before, or even an hour before, even better 24 hours before, do that. But today we're not going to be doing that. Now once you've done that, what I want you to do is make a ball, just a ball like this, and flatten it down a little bit so it almost looks like a burger. And then we're going to take a skewer, and then you're going to put it on the skewer like that, and you're going to sandwich it around the skewer, and slowly you're just going to lose your hand to mould it around the skewer. Keep squeezing the centre of the meat as it goes up the skewer. Takes not too long, maybe a minute. Now look at that, guys. What do you think of that? People say to me, Al, don't you make it look easy? Be honest, I'm bricking it. I'm hoping it turns out all right. If you've got arthritis and you can't do all this grippy, you might just want to roll these out with your hands on like on a chopping board or something. That looks nice. What do you think of that one? Good. I'll skewer these up. I'll be back with you in a sec. So this is my last sheikh kebab. Now I would give you a tip. The tip would be make sure the minced lamb's nice and cold, or as cold as it can be, so from the fridge. Or you could marinate it first, it will come out the fridge. Why? Because it will be less likely break up when you're skewering it. The warmer the meat becomes, the less pliable it becomes. But I'm happy with that one. Lucky enough to have these little stoppers go on the end of my skewers. Like I say, do these in the grill. Here we go, let's have a look. And notice I put them quite high up on the skewer, and the reason for that is if it's too low down, it can burn. Right, let's let them cook. Right, so while they're cooking, I'm going to leave them for around 10 to 12 minutes. I'll check on them in a minute. Let's move over to the chicken. Now, the chicken, a lot of people make a mistake by dicing the chicken up. The reason I don't do that is because the little diced cubes burn more easily and dry out. So what I tend to do is I create these nice long morsels, these slivers, so I cut along the breast, and that's basically what I've done here. Right, so let's move on to marinating the chicken. Follow close. Over here we've got some ginger garlic paste, some tandoori masala, some black pepper, some chili powder, some paprika, some dried mint, Kasuri methi, cumin, coriander, turmeric, and this is optional, but I will be using this. This is orange colouring. We've got yogurt. This is natural yogurt, not Greek yogurt. Some lemon juice and some honey. This full recipe is all in the description below, so you can just screenshot it, go to the supermarket, do your shopping. Let's get this marinade assembled. So I'm putting the yogurt in. Everything just goes in here. No particular order, just throw it all in. Two hands are better than one. There's the dried mint and the black pepper. This is one of the nicest chicken tikka recipes you'll find. I'm even going to put a tiny little bit of Coleman's mint sauce in this. So I just think it just gives it a little extra lift. Half a teaspoon. The honey, if you don't want to use honey, you can use sugar. And like with the sheikh kebab, I'm going to use some of the Kashmiri. Put in about a teaspoon of salt, a touch more, give that a little whisk. Right, with the marinade, you don't want it too thick. Thick will kill your tikka, because what will happen is the chicken will just form a clay. So then what I do is I just use semi-skimmed milk and I thin it out. All you really want to do is make a marinade that will cover the chicken. I always add a little bit of orange food colouring. All the restaurants use this. You can use orange or red. I tend to do orange for tikka and I use red for tandoori chicken. See how thin that is? Now we're just going to marinate the chicken again. Do this the day before. I'll be back once I've checked on my sheikh kebab. Sheikh kebab out. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? Going to leave that to cool down slightly. Beautiful. They're going to go on my Sizzler tray. Proper homemade sheikh kebab. I was going to say, if you didn't want to fuss around with all those little ingredients and all those spices for the chicken tikka, go and buy my tikka mix. You literally use the yogurt, throw some of this in, like 4 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons to your taste. Bit of ginger garlic, bit of sugar, bit of salt. And then you're done. And it's all there, perfect ratios and everything. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Well, this is the messy part. Who gets this job in your house? So take a long morsel of chicken and just go in down the ends, feed it right down, up the skewer. Be really messy, this part. And that's it. Here they are, all plated and trayed and skewered. Got me stops on the end again. Let's get these in a tandoor. Woo! Got me work cut out here, ain't I? Right, now I'm going to show you how to make the lovely minty yogurt sauce that you get in Indian restaurants. It's much easier than you think and you don't need many ingredients. Mint raita. So let's put in some yogurt. I'm putting in about 250 grams, that's about half a pot. We're not going to make too much. Into that, we're going to add a little bit of Coleman's mint sauce. I'm going to say like half a teaspoon, don't overdo it. Right, into that, you add sugar or caster sugar. Now, you put as much in as you like as far as the sweetness that you like. Now, some restaurants, they will serve it au naturel like this. And I don't mind any of the versions or variants that come out in a restaurant. Now, caster sugar, you're not going to get the grittiness from the sugar granules. But that's all I've got in at the moment, and it's fine, it will dissolve. Now, as far as the consistency is concerned, obviously that's quite a thick yoghurt. All you need to do is add a splash of milk, just to get it the consistency we want. I think that's a nice consistency right there. Some restaurants, and you might be saying how, that's not how it looks where I live. Some restaurants will give you yellow mint yoghurt. You can either use natural turmeric or you can use some yellow colouring. Most restaurants use the green, so that's what I'm going to use today. Now, with this colouring, a little goes a long way, and make sure you don't let your kids touch this, play with this, and you might need a little bit of spray bleach to get it off your hands. I use just a tiny speck of this in there. I don't want it looking like Kermit the Frog or the Ninja Turtles, and that will make it go the green that you're used to in the restaurant. So I'm just going to take a taste. That's beautiful. That's absolutely perfect for me. So we'll put that aside and wait for our tikka and our sheikh to become ready. Okay, so this is our chicken tikka. I've got a couple of casualties here. So the reason I make huge, big chunks of tikka is because I wait for it to cool and then I cut it afterwards. And then what you'll get is, like in the Indian restaurant, you'll get that nice hole in the centre, both sides. You know, like you do in the restaurants. That's it, guys. So sheikh kebab done, chicken tikka done, and as promised, I'm going to build a nice hot plate sizzler tray. And we've got the sheikh kebab here. Obviously, I'm doing a video trying to get all the timings right. You're going to want hot food. That's for you to manage. A little splash of vegetable oil, not too much, on the hot tray. Now, this has just been on my indoor gas hob. Just get a little bit of oil in there. Put some fresh onion on there. Hear the sizzle, it smells gorgeous. Put some sheikh on there. Some of your finest tikka. Oh, that looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Just find space. That's it, load this up. One thing also I like to do, guys, you know, for that extra BIR flavour, if you get your Kashmiri paste or your Owl's Naga, you see on the tops of these pastes, you get these little bits of oil. Don't waste that oil. Take it and load up your kebabs. This is if you like them on the spicier side though. Or you can use butter ghee for this. This is the money shot coming up. You ready? Come closer. You got a good shot of that? Lemon juice. Listen to that sizzle. And last but not least, a little bit of coriander. Look at that. That is beautiful. So there you go, guys. Look, a nice, beautiful chicken tikka and shashlik hot sizzler tray. And some nice mint yoghurt. As this is an Owl's sizzler tray, I'm going to put a nice bit of lemon on top. Now you know it's mine. Let me take some photos of this. Can't let this go. Beautiful. Oh, look at a lovely yoghurt. Let's take some of that and drizzle this over the top. Fit enough to eat. Now it's time for the taste test. Let's get tucked into this. Nice bit of chicken tikka there. That's beautiful. Absolutely sublime. Beautiful, absolutely amazing. I hope you've liked following this tutorial. Give love for the love. Give me a thumbs up if you like curry. You know the score. Subscribe to the channel. You know it means the world to me. I'm out and I'm out of here. And I'm taking away my beautiful, beautiful sizzler tray.